Right.
Hey, hey, hey! What's up? For the slight delay, but welcome to Girl Chat Sports with Mo and Mel. We are here, and it's another exciting week in sports and exciting stuff for us too. So we got to shout out to Tarek Brown for the amazing time we had last night, courtesy him. We had a little Galentine's.
A windy Valentine's.
Oh, windy
And it's a windy
Valentine.
Wednesday. Like it's windy
It
outside
is.
tonight.
It's
Been
Windy
sniffing
West
all
Coast
day.
Wednesday. Hey, if you're tuning in now, please share this for free with all your friends. Have them enjoying all the fun that you have with us. Also, to note, I just drank a cup of coffee at 4:30 because I was getting tired because of our late night last night and my work day today. So, in case I start going off on caffeine high, just bear with me because I don't usually drink coffee this late in the afternoon.
So you never got any rest?
I
I
mean,
mean,
I got home like one. I probably got Tilly and the dogs all settled by like 1:32. But then I work at 7, so
oh,
and
okay. You're like basically is
that's
what you're
how it
saying.
goes. That's how it goes. And that's how it
Yeah.
goes. Today's episode, we're gonna go over the Super Bowl, of course, the Rihanna halftime show. We know you guys have your own opinions. You want to share ours. Talk about some Super Bowl commercials that we liked. I did find the one that I posted on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, because there was a dog commercial that like literally brought me to tears. I found that. We're gonna play that. We'll talk about a couple Hugadores, or maybe a Hugadores team that's been in trouble as of the last few days. We'll get into some Vegas sports, a lot of stuff happening in Vegas sports. And then, of course, we'll talk a little NBA. We'll talk about the All Star weekend that's coming this weekend in Salt Lake City. And Major League Baseball spring training is back. The season is getting started. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Finally.
Yes. And of course, I got my sneaker drops. So we'll discuss some sneaker drops. But first, we got to get started with a little Rihanna. I talk about this. I'm going to show a little video that I took from um, me and Natalie got to enjoy the game at a watch party at Allegiant Stadium. And so I'm going to show a little video from that because there's some background noise. So I'm hoping YouTube doesn't pick up on the Rihanna song and we get flagged. But here's a little, this is the best. I mean, it was the best part because you got to see my favorite part of the show, which was the stages that were floating in the air, which I thought was amazing. So here's a little bit of that. Hey, listen. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Rihanna's show. Let's talk about her show.
First of all, your
Because it,
video looked like you were like literally there. The way you were able to zoom in and stuff, and the way how it's like at Allegiant, it's like you were literally and
because we had like surround sound, like we were there watching it, but we weren't watching
but I
it. You
mean,
know what
it's
I
like you
mean?
were literally could have been at the Super
Yeah,
Bowl filming the same kind of vantage point of it, so that even made it
right.
even even more fire than
Yes,
watching TV as opposed to watching her.
yes, yes.
So
Well, Rihanna, first of all, you get 13 minutes in the Super Bowl for halftime. Rihanna performed 12 songs. You see them all there in the center lane. 12 songs, 12 bangers, 12 hits that maybe I'm sure most of us knew, if not all of us knew. And the fact that she's able to have 12 songs in one performance, that right there, hands down, was good enough for me. But then there's
yeah, I
the
like it. I
outfits.
thought it was
Then
fire.
there's the outfit. Then there's the pregnancy. So how about you? What do you got? What's your take on the Rihanna halftime?
I mean, I thought it was fire. I mean, who gets a chance to see Rihanna, I should say, in
Yes,
concert?
Rihanna.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
who gets that opportunity? And the fact she didn't do full songs, but she did the best choruses of each one for us to
Yeah.
know with little snippets, and the stage presence and everything was great. And those that don't get it ain't gonna get it, never had it. So that's just what it is.
You know, and there were some people that were talking about the lip syncing and what, but I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure,
Jackson
like,
she lip syncs all through her shows. When she's dancing Rhythm Nation, you think Janet Jackson's out there
hello,
singing and dancing at the same time without a lip sync? Come on.
you have
Like I said, people who don't get it ain't gonna get it and never had it. So there we move on. You know what I mean? Rihanna
right.
is the level. She's not Beyonce. Beyonce is who she is. Rihanna is her own person. We need to stop doing the comparisons. Shout out to her to pay an homage to Andre Leon Talley for her red ensemble that was worn by Alaya and a few other featured designers. Low with the breastplate, like the fashion was on par, the dancing was on par, every single banger I knew. And
And so
that's
just
more of a
right.
fangirl to
Fenty, the searches for Fenty went up 833% when she took her
because she did a
time.
same
Yes.
product plug when she batted her face with a Fenty product.
And
who
that's
doesn't know
what
about
it's
Fenty?
about.
This is
Hello.
why she was a billionaire.
Some of my
So
favorite skincare lotion is from Fenty, and I'm addicted to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
I think the biggest shocker of the show was the fact that we were all in conversation. Like, is she prego? Is she having a baby again?
exactly.
Have that baby? But that baby was born in May. So that baby's coming up on a year. So it does make sense that she would be pregnant again.
ASAP was ASAP with
Rocky.
it.
I've seen him live. His support is unreal. Just like she supports him. We're at Life is Beautiful. We got to see ASAP on stage, and Rihanna was there. She was there supporting her man at that show in Las Vegas, and vice versa. Like, the love is there, and it was just amazing to see. Like, who can levitate? If you're pregnant and can levitate on a beam like that, then everybody can get up and go to work the next day.
Man, listen.
like for real. Like, there should be no excuses.
there isn't any. There isn't any you have or should have. It's just that's really what it is.
She was great. Like, it was a dope show. I love Rihanna, so I'm a fan. Please don't stop the music. I was hoping that she'd get into that, but she didn't. She's got a lot of cuts, same old mistakes where she, has that banger off of Tame Impala. Like, I'm a fan, so I enjoyed every minute of it. And sometimes it's great when, to your point, we talked about this last night, where you don't have to be accompanied by other artists to have bangers. You're Rihanna. Why would you need to have the accompaniment? Prince didn't.
And I think, like, last Super Bowl was amazing. Like, they had all these great performers that we saw in LA. The only thing is that being with so many different people in one show in 13 minutes alone, you didn't get much of each one of them. So you kind of felt short. You know what I mean? Now you're getting like,
I will say it was a good Super Bowl last night. I won't say it was amazing. I think what was admirable is the fact that they featured West Coast artists. But again, you got snippets and it jumped around too much to get identity on each artist. Like,
and I just like the viewpoints on this one.
Focus and have one content, her catalog, the best of her bangers, and to see her actually perform, which you have to put out a record in I don't know how long.
And to get views like this. Like, I haven't seen just the stage production in a Super Bowl as it's been in this one. I think that was just half of the mesmerizing effect for myself in seeing that.
Katy Perry came out on a Mechanical Lion. It don't get no deeper than that. But to see this, it was great.
Katy Perry fan,
the set design was simplistic, but also avant-garde.
Powerful.
A lot of good features to it. The dancers made it even pop even more with her that Papa Red. Like, it was good. It was just great.
Yeah. What's up, Natalie? She said Ree was amazing. It was perfect. Top 5.
I feel like it was what we needed. Now the question is, who do we get in Vegas? Because the Super Bowl is going to be in Vegas next year.
That's another question.
My prediction would probably be Taylor Swift with the Killers, Imagine Dragons, and some other people. But it's got to be huge because it's Vegas.
Right. And Heather, you're right. All while being pregnant. Like, listen, some people can't even get out of bed when they're pregnant, let alone do a whole half. Right. Not to mention all the preparation it took for the Super Bowl halftime show. Like, you are having to, work on the routine, the layout. Most of her dancers were doing this stuff. There were some great memes, of course, too, like, the sperm one coming after the egg, and how your dog follows you when you got food in your hand. And, there were some great memes out there that, but of course we're in a social media world. The memes, the Twitter patrols are out there in full effect. What's up, Goose? Shout out to Let the Ball Bounce.
Yeah, I love it.
What's up, Jonathan? Shout out to Sports for You. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Who do we get
That's
for
the
Vegas?
question. That's the question.
Taylor Swift. somebody in the Killers and Imagine Dragons, and
We got
somebody.
less than a year, and Super Bowl
Yeah.
58 is here to Legion Stadium. So all of you guys need to start booking your trips now if you're heading to Vegas. Hopefully, the weather will be a little bit warmer next year than it is this year in February. I think we've been at a constant 10 degrees below our usual average for the year. So it would be nice if it was in the 60s next year for the Super Bowl. I would not be upset with that one. So great. We really enjoyed the Rihanna show. Now, talk about commercials, because I know when it comes to Super Bowl, depending on if you're more about commercials and more about the game or more about halftime, you got to pick your choices as to when your bathroom breaks are. And for me, I couldn't get it right. Like, I would try to go maybe during the game when it didn't seem to be needed, when I had time, but I think I missed a few commercials. There were some out there that I didn't get a chance to see. I know this one was a favorite by most everybody, especially the Twitter kingdom, the Tubi commercial.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 57 so far, Greg. The game going like you expected?
Yeah, and so far, these teams, they've really...
It was everybody got totally flustered that somebody had their remote control and was messing up the Super Bowl viewing for their family at home. So that was interesting. We saw Ben Affleck and J-Lo in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. The John Travolta with the T-Mobile one, he was doing like the Grease-inspired musical number, and I love Grease, so I really enjoyed that one. Do you have any that were some of your favorites, Mo?
No, not really.
Nothing that, yeah. And then they brought back Walter and Jesse from Breaking Bad for the popcorners. That was good.
The Tubi one tripped everybody out, I think, the most,
Yeah. Serena was in a couple of them. I think she had one for Remy Martin. I forgot what the other one was. Pepsi had a couple with the great acting or great taste commercials. Those were interesting, I guess, to say least. But I will say this dog one, it's for Farmer's Dog. I had to put a little extra music on it because they use some other background music that might have been flagged. But this one right here almost brought me to tears during a Super Bowl watch party. So here it goes. So this one basically was the "I'll take care of you" commercial, basically showing a woman as a child having a lab. It looks like a chocolate lab or something, and getting it all the way into where it's been with her through most of her life, and you can see the dog's aging, and well, me and my Shug's an aging guy, so it really touched me. But that was probably by far one of my favorites. There was a lot. I'm sure we'll still be seeing more of them on the TV ways and the commercials because they're just awesome. But yeah, also, guess whose birthday it is Friday? The GOAT, my GOAT, Michael Jordan. Michael, for his 60th birthday on Friday, is making a $10 million donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's the largest donation that's been received from an individual to the organization in its 43-year history. Michael said he can't think of a better birthday gift than seeing others join him in supporting Make-A-Wish so that every child can experience the magic of having their wishes come true. Apparently, Michael Jordan still remains one of the most requested celebrities, wish granters, and he's granted several hundred wishes to children all over the world. Shout out to Mike. Mo's in these comments. She's trying to get back to people.
No, I mean, you saying enough. I mean, I have nothing to co-sign on with that. So. I read the article. I saw that too. My Lakers are playing right now against the Pelicans. LeBron is back tonight. So
yeah, after he's taken a little hiatus from breaking a scoring record.
Yeah, all of that. So now he's back in action. And, there's no Zion for the Pelicans because he's always staying hurt consistently. I tell you, this guy is like one of the biggest, I'm not going to say bust, but he's another Mr. Glass. Didn't AD come from the Pelicans and got hurt all the time? So now it's like the curse of the multiples.
Maybe the Pelicans need to re-image their organization.
I mean, honestly, I feel like Zion Williamson needs to be on the gridiron. Like, if you're going to get hurt for that, take some tackles. Do that. But
they need to have an NBA gridiron is what they need to have.
Sitting in fancy street clothes is not helping your team whatsoever. It's 38-25 at the end of the first, and the Lakers are up. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, crazy. Yeah, Zion's going to be out for multiple weeks. They said that after he re-injured his hamstring on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
it's cold world.
It's a cold world.
He gained all that weight when he was down on injury. He lost his little weight, jumps up and does these big audacious dunks, and still can get hurt. I don't know. He's feeling good. I don't know.
How are you feeling about this new Lakers rebuild that they've done? Is it enough? I mean, that's if and when LeBron plays. You've got D'Angelo back, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba. Was Dennis Schroeder part of one of those trades, or was he already there? Huh?
I'm not excited about the Mo Bamba part, but I mean, they're young. I mean, it's a young and up and coming team. We're 13 right now. We might qualify for a play-in contention at this point, possibly, but we're still losing games. I mean, it's the future, I guess. It's good to see deloading back. Young, fresh legs and good shooters is great to see. Ryu is actually doing his little thing, and without a LeBron element in it, like our points being up tonight with him in it kind of helps, I think, motivate these guys. But I don't know what that season outcome is going to look like. I'm not saying, the Lakers are going to definitely go in the playoffs. No, we'll probably make it to a play-in contention with this new squad.
Well, I'm hoping my Bulls make a play-in. They're now 1.5 games out of 10th place behind the Wizards.
You guys got issues too, and it's just it's
is. It's
and
crazy.
All the teams are issues right now. It's just kind of crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
But what did you think of your Anthony Davis's excuse as to what his body language was from the when I think we all saw that when AD was kind of sitting on the bench when LeBron hit the scoring record shot,
right.
And everybody thought he was just kind of hating it, but he says he was just he was just mad, or it was related to the team's struggles. I'm sorry, this was like the third quarter, and you guys weren't down by like 20 points. You guys, I think they were within like 4 or 6 or something. Like, I just don't. Your performance was poor.
I mean, you want my opinion, or you want to give your opinion?
No, I want your opinion too.
Opinion is this. This is my opinion on it all. I do believe what he said because, again, I pointed out the fact that they should not have lost in a night where he broke a record like that. And I thought that they weren't playing up to what they should have. And not to mention, Darvin Ham had got into it with one of the players, too, on the bench, had called them to the carpet, was going in on them. AD was a little frustrated about that, but also frustrated that, why didn't we win this game off of an outcome on that? So, I believe that it wasn't a hate thing. I thought it was a hate thing, the way his body language and the narrative that everyone, the talking heads and media like to put out there. But I do believe that he probably was frustrated because how you going to lose on a night where LeBron is passing up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record? And to your point, they were only down like 4 or 5 points. Like, it was a game that was achievable and attainable to meet. And it just didn't happen. And a lot of that sometimes has to do with coaching. Darvin Ham, to me, is not the best coach. He makes poor coaching choices, especially in the second half and sometimes late in the fourth. So I can see him being mad. I don't think that's a lie. I don't think that's a lie at all.
I mean, I feel like I think it came out a little. I think he had time to think of a really good excuse. Here's the deal. But it wasn't like, here's the deal. LeBron scores hits the scoring record, and then basically sits out for the remainder of the fourth. So even if they had been up and doing well or doing mediocre up until then LeBron sits out, and then the rest of the team has. So the game wasn't over. I can see if the scoring record had happened like the end of the fourth, right before the end of the game, and yeah, you should have won. But you had a whole quarter to try and get
that's
this
what I'm
back
saying. They
and win.
did not play up. That's the whole point I'm trying to make.
But this happened before. But I'm saying him sitting and being upset, that happened before even the end of the game. This wasn't the end of the game when he was caught sitting down.
Well, we were down. We were down.
Yeah, by like 4 or 6 points. But
that was
that's
at the same
capable.
time when he hit his scoring record when Darvin Ham and were getting into it. So that happened right then and there as well before that scoring record hit. So, like I said, it could have been that. I mean, I don't think AD's a hater to the degree that we're painting this narrative of. I do think he's street clothes. I don't think he's a hater. I think he really values and respects LeBron because LeBron brought him there.
I get it. Yeah,
like that.
I get it.
It wouldn't make any sense for him to be like that. And that's to mention they did not play up. They did not play well. We were down when he even hit that scoring record. We weren't up at the end of the third. We were down. And we still didn't keep that momentum going where we could be back up. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating. And then you hear Darvin Ham as a coach going off. Well, hell, it's your coaching. Your coaching has a lot to do with that too, sir. So I get it.
A lot.
I get it. But no one asked AD either why he was upset until after.
I mean, but you could have just stood up and Ben had a pouty face or something. Like Pat Bev still had like a weird face, but because they were down. But I don't know.
That upset, you just don't want to do nothing. You know, I can't say what people in their emotions should do.
I get it.
Or what they're supposed to do. But because I can't speak for a grown man.
I know what I would do, but that's, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
I can't speak for a grown man. He gonna do what he do. There's great things
is
that
he even grown,
but that was the moment. So
All right, so this weekend is All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City, Utah. This is gonna be the first year where they draft the teams right before the game. So as you can see here, you got Team Giannis, Team LeBron. They will be drafting right before the game. So we, usually it's about 3 or 4 days ahead of time, but not to this time. So players won't know what team they're going to until the live draft before the actual All-Star game. Keep a lookout for that. You also now know who are in the contest. You got the slam dunk contest, the skills challenge, the 3-point contest. The only if right now, I believe, is Anthony Simmons. I think he got hurt either yesterday or day before. So he's questionable for the 3-point contest. Of course, you got a team, and I mess up Giannis' name every time. And it's a Kopo, whatever.
Oh my God.
I can't. I just stop it at.
So
you got the brothers going against the Jazz, who are the host city, and you got them going also against the Rookies. So that'll be, I think the Rookies got a good shot at this one, to be honest. They got some fire on that squad. So,
I mean,
we're still
very interesting to see everybody come down to Utah. This is going to be the most amazing. I wish I could be just in
let's just say there's probably going to be a lot of Jugadores Locos after this weekend in Utah.
I don't think so. If it is, it's going to be very shocking. But I also think it's going to be very interesting to see a whole mob of folks that normally don't look like the folks in Utah in a city like that to turn up. That's
not to mention it's also on a Sunday, and the Mormons are pretty large in Salt Lake, and Sunday is a day that you don't do nothing. Bars aren't usually open. You can't drink after a certain time.
Right.
I don't know if it's changed, but when I have family that live there, I know when I used to go visit, you could only, this was maybe like 15, 20 years ago, but you only have like one item of alcohol per person at your table. So you couldn't sit there with a shot and a drink or have multiple beers. So I'm just curious as to what
more recent than you were last there, and that's not the case because we went out on a Sunday.
Okay.
We were able to drink. The only thing.
Well, no, you could drink, but they don't stay open, and the alcohol percentage is a lot lower than other places.
Well, the alcohol percentage is lower for buying. The alcohol percentage is the same as here for serving. The alcohol percentage is lower. It just depends. You have to request it. So when we were in Salt Lake City at the clubs, when we were at concerts, and they were all on a Sunday, it was different. And I think it's just because it's integrated with a lot of different college kids, with BYU and all of that kind of stuff. Some of that stuff has gone a little bit out the window. But they picked this city, so the city's going to have to be accommodating. It can't be about
They
their
got to
rules.
roll with it.
They got to
roll
what
with
the
it.
tourism is going to bring. And honestly, it's going to be very interesting just to see how that all goes down.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see, that's for sure.
I mean, I just want to be a blade of grass or a snow flurry just to see all that, just to see what it would be.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good lives. People are sharing what their experiences are while they're there, and we get a chance to check it out. Speaking of Jugadores, there is, I don't know if it's a Jugadores as a person or players or the team, but I'm sure all of us have heard by now that New Mexico State fired their head coach for the men's basketball team after Friday. A report was filed with the campus police that one of the players reported that 3 of his teammates had been hazing and sexually assaulted him, which is just ridiculous. I don't even know why another teammate would want to do that to you, but that's just terrible. They're doing some investigation. New Mexico doesn't even know if they're going to be keeping the rest of the coaching staff until they do a further investigation. Of course, this is also after the shooting that took place at New Mexico State a few months back. Yeah, the New Mexico has also suspended the rest of their season for the 2023 basketball season. So they're done for the year, and there's been no criminal charges right now. And the person who filed the report didn't ask for charges to be made, but we'll see if the district attorney feels different after further investigation. I just think they're losing, recruits now, because there's a recruit that had basically taken back, signing with them because of these allegations. Like, why would you want to go play there with people that are doing this to their peers? It's too much.
Right.
I can't handle it. Yeah. How about some Vegas sports? So we already know the Super Bowl is coming here. That's going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
For our Vegas Gold Knights, after All-Star break, we've won 3 straight. Unfortunately, our goalie, Logan Thompson, got injured over the weekend. He had a lower body injury, week to week, but we did get to call up the Silver Knights goalie, Laurent Brosseau, I believe it is. He was also one of the backups for VGK last season. So, hey, listen, 3-0 after the All-Star break. I will take it. They're still in first place in the Pacific. They're like 1 point over the Kings, 2 points over the Kraken. We've got a lot of inter-division games coming up in the next couple months. So we'll see if the guys can hold on for towards the playoff push and whatnot. So another one, the Vegas Vipers. They play their first game this Saturday in Arlington against the Arlington Renegades. But remember when I announced that the Vipers were playing at Cashman, I was curious to see how the field would look. And so this is what we're seeing now. You see that the field will be going lengthwise. If you've been to Lights games before, it'll be going lengthwise where like usually the bleachers are, where the fans could sit in those bleachers that were along the south side of the stadium. So I believe tickets are still on sale. They have, I don't know if there's individual tickets. There seem to be season tickets still available, but the first home game for the Vipers is going to be on the next Saturday, the 25th, I think it is. Anyways, next Saturday, the Defenders, 4:00. What?
I just still can't believe we have an XFL team here.
It's going to be crazy. And what's crazy too, that everybody should note, especially if you're a Lights fan, the city council did approve for Cashman Field to host the Vipers for 2 years. So we all know that the Lights will not be playing here at home until Cinco de Mayo. Wow. So this could also be the case for next season too.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. Shout out to the UNLV Running Lady Rebels. The ladies are 12-0. They are going up against San Jose State tomorrow at Cox Pavilion at 6:30. They will, if they can beat San Jose State, they will have clinched the Mountain West Division for the season.
Wow.
And win it twice in a row. Yes.
I think they can do it.
Big time. Also, right now, in our Facebook group, I had posted the link where you can get free tickets through Ball Dogs. I'm not sure if those are still available or not as of right this second, but you can go on to UNLV tickets and get tickets for $1 up until midnight tonight. You know, kids and students are free, but if you get it before midnight, you can purchase $1 tickets. Also, the first $2,500 fans will receive a pink Lady Rebels shirt that celebrates the Play for K initiative, which helps raise awareness for cancer in women and breast cancer. You got $2 Miller Lite beers for those that are 21 and over through halftime or while supplies last. And here's the kicker. If anybody knows a UNLV student out there, have them get down to this game because there'll be one lucky student that sits in sections 110 or 111. They will be receiving free tuition for an upcoming semester. The prize is gonna be hidden in one of the t-shirts that get tossed into the stands during the game. So at some point during this game, there'll be like a prize for a free semester of tuition tucked into one of these t-shirts.
Does that only qualify for undergrad or grad students too?
I have no idea. It just said student, UNLV students. So I think you need to be in the student section and probably be some kind of, whether it be undergrad or grad. But come on, that's a great thing right there.
That's a great marketing push for real.
Yes.
That
Hey,
really is.
Alicia, very nice perk. Exactly. Free tuition, yes, is a hell of a prize, Heather. I mean, even a semester, that's, listen,
Yeah.
Especially in these times right now, it is well worth it. Well worth it. One last little personal plug for some Vegas sports. There is an international cheer and dance competition happening at the Orleans this weekend on, I think it's like Saturday through Monday. It's by Jams. One of my girlfriend's daughters, who I love, Tatum, is going to be performing and competing there with her team from Hawaii. Yeah, little Tay. So they actually had won one of their championships out there. They'll be performing and competing in the D1 division on Sunday. So I will be doing that to go catch her. So shout out to all those that are in Vegas who will be at the Orleans and who have fam out there that are competing. Them cheer competitions, listen.
Cheer competitions be lit. They're always
all the
stuff.
practice.
The dance teams, the cheers. It's a great look. So I hope she wins. I hope that her squad pulls through and keeps going up the ranks and they get the big trophy.
The dedication that these young kids have for it too. I mean, it's just like every other sport out there. I asked her mom, I was like, hey, does Tate want to come on the show for like 5 minutes today and talk about her coming to Vegas? And she goes, oh, she would have loved to, but today is like her last practice of 4 hours before they get on a flight to come out here this week.
4-hour practice. Wow.
4-hour practice.
Get it right. It's time to bring it on.
I know. Get it tight, get it right. So I'm excited to see those girls. I did want to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl because I'm still trying to understand Fletcher Cox and what he was wearing in this piece here. If you were watching his pregame interview, the actual real outfit he had on is that Sunday evening look, as you can see. But of course, the memes came with the church hats, and it looks like he had a blouse. I mean, it looks like he looked like one of your aunties that was at church. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out. As a stylist, Mo, please.
He looks like whose auntie?
Somebody's auntie.
Whose auntie he look like? You don't look like my auntie.
Okay.
I'm like, who's auntie?
Would you have switched up the shirt at least as a stylist, Mo?
I can't even give an opinion. These guys are wearing Tom Brown with kilts and skirts and shorts and skirts and hot summer guy jeans and tapered skinny jeans and all kinds of stuff. So I'm at the point now that everybody just got to do their own thing, you know?
I get it.
It's a great capture of him to get those memes going. It definitely you would think he was sitting on a whole bunch of peppermints to give out, a whole bunch of things to pass out.
The little strawberry candy.
Pocket, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm like
the caramel nips. Had a pocket of caramel nips ready to go.
I don't know.
Oh man.
But I mean, everybody's fashion choices are different. I've stopped judging. I'm trying to be very good with what people are doing.
Look
So
at me
I'm
trying to lure
not,
you in. I'm trying to
not
lure
trying to,
you
not
into
trying
this
to,
one.
not trying to diss nobody anymore. People are wearing what they're wearing. I'm going with it, you know. There's
Hey,
no, you got to do your own individuality thing. If he was confident in it and he had the confidence for it, I love it. Go for it, bro.
hey,
Do
okay.
your thing.
All right. All right. It was really great to see Brittany Griner out at the show, at the Super Bowl, supporting the Eagles. Her and her wife were there. I think this was like one of her first appearances out. So good look for her. Happy to see her
Yeah.
out. Yeah, it was a good look. It was a good look. Juju Smith is big known for his TikToks and his dancing, but he went in first of all yesterday on Valentine's Day because we all know about the questionable hold call that was taking place at the end of the game against him. And they were going back and forth with the Twitter, him and
AJ
it
Brown.
was James Bradbury, but it was really AJ Brown that went into it with him, and then you had other people, CJ Gardner going in. I think even Patrick Mahomes topped it off at the end. So, hey,
I mean, he admitted
Twitter
to holding the
fingers.
guy. It was a very soft hold. They had other
Yeah.
holding calls he could have called, especially in the first half of the game. But it is what it is.
But I mean, for that to be the last play, basically, of the game that controls who the winner is, it was a tough look. It was tough for Eagle fans, but it was a great Super Bowl. There hadn't been a whole lot of issues up until that point. Patrick Mahomes now is like the third quarterback that's won 2 NFL MVPs and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. The only other 2, Brady and Montana. And that's the kind of names you want to be around in record books. So congrats to Patty. Listen, this is a little early for Mother's Day, but if you needed to have a mother's appreciation video, it's the Kelsey brothers. So you've got to watch this. It's like a minute long, but it really is so sweet. This is after the Chiefs and Kelsey and Travis had beat the Eagles and Jason, but these 2 brothers come together to share a little emotional tribute for their mom.
Moment I saw Mom is when I got really emotional because, man, it was so awesome. It was
all right now.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was awesome for, she was on top of the world for a week.
She was the heavyweight champ, man. She was on top of it, and she shined the whole time, man. That was the coolest part. Mom, you absolutely killed it. Dad, you've been killing it.
Yep. It was just so cool, man, to see, her get to celebrate in that with us.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
It was an awesome moment. Just so happy for her and so happy that, she got her moment. Dad got his. So, yeah, I was the only, ironically, you lose the Super Bowl and you're crying after the game, and they're not tears of sadness. They're tears of joy.
Yeah, it was
just
cute.
So sweet. It was really good and very sweet of them. Their mom definitely had a great week. She was riding that wave and was definitely the center of attention. The thing that the Eagles also lost, though, they lost both their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator in the last couple of days. The offensive coordinator, I think, is going to the Colts. The defensive coordinator is going to the Cardinals for their head coaching positions. So this is the first time that a Super Bowl team has lost both of their offensive and defensive coaches in the same end of season. So
they had such a hell of a season. I can only imagine people were trying to go and gun after who they could get.
Of course, yeah.
That investment is interesting, but
definitely interesting. And the Raider fans got their wish, I guess, the official release of Derek Carr. So what I thought was interesting is when they were talking about it, apparently the Saints were the only team interested in a trade for him, but they wanted to give him a lot lower salary than I guess he wanted. So he decided no. And
the only prize for that is Derek Carr.
Huh?
The only surprise for that is Derek Carr.
I doubt he
already
was
knew
even
he wasn't
surprised, but yeah.
The ego on this guy.
But they had to do it soon because they were about to be on the hook for about $40 million worth of salary for 2023 and 24.
Well, yeah, we knew that he was going to get cut. He
yeah.
had a no trade clause, which was the
Right.
dumbest that we could ever agree to with him, but we still got some of the money. But the fact that he thought he was worth more than what they asked for over in Saintsville, yeah, who that knew what time it was? It's Derek Carr. So the ego on this guy. And now where are you going to shop? I mean, I'm more curious to see who are we going to get when it comes to the draft. What
because
in our way,
or even to get a vet, because you might need a vet out there. You guys don't even have that on the squad. You're going to need to pick up a couple.
If you get a vet, I would love a vet for
gonna
2
need some
seasons,
options.
and then we go on, but
Yeah.
I don't know what that vet's going to look like. And I don't want to jinx it, and I don't want to put any names out there. I'm just going to sit and ride the wave of what the Raiders are trying to do and try to stay positive, and hopefully it's effective enough where we can franchise tag Josh Jacobs and keep him there, have all our key offensive weapons, and then in draft time get a better defensive line, keep Max, keep who we have right there, but also, and Chandler Jones, he stepped up a little bit too, but try to draft better when this draft coming up, But
you guys are going to have a good amount of picks too.
What did you think he was going to get? A Super Bowl, a super max deal contract? Like,
yeah, right.
Bruce can't help you.
We just saw how you perform with one of the top wide receivers in the league, and you can't do that. So, come on. I don't know.
Offered him less money. Oh, are you surprised? Come on.
Yeah. Not surprised at all.
Especially if you grab somebody that's top notch.
I do want to give a shout out to Geno Smith, though. He won the NFL Honors Comeback Player of the Year. The fact that he won over Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley is pretty impressive. So I was overjoyed for that one. So I'm happy about that. And we'll see what this leads to for I guess our quarterback coach also just got picked up somewhere else. So we'll be finding a new one of those this season. Yeah, it should be interesting. But hey, it is what it is. Right. That is how it goes. So let's get to the fun, Mo. I know your Dodgers are coming back. My Mariners are trying to actually push it through more than a couple games in the playoffs. We're trying to get to a second round. We're trying to get out of the wild card playoff. But interesting that I saw this. I couldn't believe it. They're increasing the size of the bases by 2 inches.
Good.
So they're going to go from, I'm sorry, by 3 inches. They're going to go from 15 inches around, 15 inches length and width to now 18 inches. The Red Sox manager Alex Cora said they look like a pizza box. So the meme here is Jose Altuve standing on the new base.
Yeah, because these guys will make it to that baseline and still get tagged, and then they don't even see it. Their foot is on the doggone bag. So make it 3 inches wide. Yes, good.
Well, they say that it also hopefully help from
if they touch the base.
Well, it also helped, they said, to prevent some injuries, like people aren't running over feet. But it also decreases the length between the bases. So you'll be now the path between bases will be shortened by 4 inches. So we could see more base stealing this season, possibly. Mm-hmm. I mean, that 4 inches is that second sometimes that's needed when you're out. It'll be interesting. Pitch clock also will be used. They'll have 15 seconds for no runners, 20 seconds with runners. Spring training has officially began. Players and catchers reported to Arizona or Florida this week. Some started today, and the rest will be there by Friday. Position players report on Monday and Tuesday next week. The interesting thing about spring training this year is that there's the World Baseball Classic, which runs from the 7th of March to the 21st of March. So a lot of these players are in the World Classic and won't be with their teams until they finish those games. And then opening day is the 30th. So a lot of these players that are in the World Baseball Classic won't be having that time to train with their teammates, but only a few days before the actual spring training opening day. So should be interesting.
Yeah, right.
I love it, Heather. The only time people will say 4 inches is a lot. Hey, in baseball, I guess it matters, right?
gonna matter a whole lot. Like I said,
It's gonna matter a whole lot. And
Yeah.
just a reminder for everybody here, All-Star Major League Baseball game is in Seattle this summer,
What?
June 11th at T-Mobile Park.
What?
Circle the date. Whoever wants to have a group outing to Seattle, let me know, because I think I'm going to be trying to get to that game for sure.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I remember there was the last All-Star game they had for baseball there was, I think it was like 2000 or 2001.
That's good.
I never
weather.
made it to the game, but I had a lot of fun.
That's good weather though. For you
Great
guys.
weather.
Yeah.
It'll be the perfect time. I mean, it could be actually a little hot, but it'll be a good time out there. The sun will be out. You'll probably be able to catch some boats and get on the water while you're out there. It's an amazing time to get there for Seattle. So
Yeah.
good deal there. We're gonna get into some sneaker drops. There are a handful this time. There's some stuff coming out. So we've got the Nike Dunk Low Just Do It. These are the Phantoms. I couldn't quite see what that little charm was on the laces, but these will be out tomorrow on the 16th. For all the New Balance fans out there, the Stone Island collab with the New Balance 574. These will be on the 16th. A nice little suede and some stone and gray colorways. I think we might have seen these before in men's, but these are the women's Jordan 1 OG Reverse Lanely. These will be out on the 17th. For Warriors fans, maybe some old school throwback Seattle Mariners fans, UCLA fans, huh?
They're ugly.
I kind of like them just for the throwback of the Mariners colors, but
that
I think
yellow
the Mariners
and that blue is very jarring. And I don't even know how you can wear those. Like seriously.
No, if you're Bruin, maybe if you're UCLA, that could be a UCLA fandom right there.
I don't know. Yeah. They're ugly though.
Okay.
Those are not tracking. I'm sorry.
The Jordan 1 mid. These are the kicks. Ain't tracking either.
Because they're mid, they're not tracking. If they had released out a 1 high top, I'd probably be around it for the New York Knicks or whatever. But the fact that that's a mid is insulting. Why would they do that?
I don't know, but they're also called the Wheaties. And actually, I did purchase one of these T-shirts today because they're bringing back some of the old school Jordan Wheaties box tops. So you've got those
are pretty fire, but the shoes are not. The fact that they're mids is just out of line. You know, I don't know why.
I know.
I think that is a good shoe to track. The mids are just not it. I'm sorry. Like they could have made that a So 1 or a 1 low. That could have been the firest shoe if it was just a regular J. To do that as a mid, I'm just like, I have to side eye. I'm sorry.
Maybe they're gonna come out with with a high as well. I don't know. But speaking of Air, did everybody catch the commercial break during Super Bowl for the Air Legend of the Court movie that's coming out? I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, that should be pretty good.
That's gonna be good. Yeah, it'll be good. So the pennies, the penny twos, the black patent and the rosewood, in case you're, 90s inspired.
What
you can catch
those?
You can catch these on the 17th.
What are those? I'm sorry. What are we doing right now? Like this,
because they're bringing the Shacks back. They're bringing the pennies back. They're bringing, the Pippen.
They're running out of concept and ideas, is what it sounds like to me.
So somebody at Nike needs to get
better stuff going out.
Together.
This is not. I don't know what they're doing. Who is in charge right now? We need some better.
We don't know.
We needs to come in and do a reshuffle. I mean, this is kind of, Oh my God! Are you serious? Are you serious right now?
I know it's not for these shoes. I'm saying
that for these shoes. I am saying that for these shoes. Are you
the Nike Dunk Low Electric Algae? These will be out on the 17th.
What in the French toast are those?
You don't like all the bright colors?
Hell no. What are we doing out here in these streets?
I would be fine if it was like the blue, like the blues and the greens. I don't know why this yellow got in there.
Why are we doing these? And looking at it from my iPad, they look cheap as hell. The quality of them and that blue. Oh my God, why?
Welcome to the show, Chris Wynn. He is
They
also
are. I
not
agree.
feeling
Like
those.
these drops are they're getting ridiculous. I'm sorry, but all they're doing is recycling a lot of old colorways. They're reaching back into the crates, and then they're thinking they're creative and they think they're genius by throwing these crazy other ways going through with it. I'm not feeling none of these. This shit is whack. Excuse my language. It's bad. And then you go to the classic Blazers for what?
The Nike Blazer mids, Summit White.
God.
Those will be out on the 18th. Now, here's a pair that are.
This is what we're spending our money on. Okay.
Yeah. Well, now here's some for the golfers out there. Okay. You got the 6 lows coming out infrared. That's pretty dope.
I'm so cool.
This will be out on the 21st. And last but not least, you've got Jeremy Scott with an Adidas collab for the Forum Wings 4.0.
I've seen those before. Pack. This is nothing new.
We've seen the wings, but I don't think they were like the patent leather and the
No, trust me, we've seen these before.
Oh Lord. Oh no.
He's even made them where they're a little more puffed out. Yeah, we've seen these before. I'm telling you, these concepts are not anything new. Like, you're really on some recyclable stuff right now. And then you want us to pay all this extra amount of money for them? No, thank you. And the quality's not the same. I need them to stop it right now.
Mo needs a direct line to, yeah. Hopefully they can come up with something new.
You mean to tell me you're going to put out a blazer like that? It doesn't even have a 3M sole, nothing to attract the consumer. Just a plain old neutral blazer, high top, with a little bit of exposed foam at the tongue.
It's a mid too, and I'm honestly,
God,
I only want blazers that are lows. Period. Like I can't.
Lows. And
one thing I can't stand about the blazers is all the laces. Like they have the amount of laces on there is just.
And then you think we're crazy because we're gonna buy the mid. Oh my God!
Somebody out there is buying them. That's for sure. You know, there's people out there buying them.
Well, I know the people that are buying them, and they whack too. So it's just crazy. Like it's gone. This hype beast, this whole movement is just done.
Oh man,
you guys, they're doing too doggone much. It's not even chic. I'm sorry. None of these track that you just showed me on the drop. And I know it's not you, but I hate that these are even a thing.
I know.
To consider the purchase. They out of line.
And these were the best of the ones that I could find, because the other ones that were coming out too was just like
I'd rather you show all the 4s that are dropping this month as opposed to what I see right here.
I only go week by week. So if there's 4s dropping later in the month, we'll deal with those next week. But there was nothing dropping in this next week that was a 4, and that's for sure. Yeah. That's
crazy. That is so insane to me.
Yeah. Looks like Joel Embiid or Joel Embiid. He's unsure about the All-Star game on Sunday.
Why?
So he may also be out. It says that the doctors recommend a rest for foot injury.
I mean, if you got to rest through the All-Star. I mean, it's just a scrimmage.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but some people come there just to see certain players play.
You know,
yeah,
get you in that corner. And I do too, Heather. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I mean, none of this is really like I don't know. The hype beast thing I think is fading, in my opinion. I think it's time we start really considering what is chic in this sneaker culture, because now they're just throwing stuff out there because it's trendy and cool. So they're just gonna throw anything without the care of those that used to be really good sneakerheads and could curate looks. Now they're just throwing anything out there. For what?
Jonathan has a Panda, the Panda ones. Oh yeah, the Panda ones did drop.
Everybody has a Panda. That's probably the most.
Well, no, those are the Dunks. Remember, they also Jordan dropped Panda ones too.
I don't care. They're Pandas.
Because now the Panda's selling. The Panda's selling and everything.
This is what I'm talking about. You think that this is the dope move to just keep dropping Pandas like it's okay? Like, this is what we doing?
Because the Panda Dunks will be on like their 10th release, I think.
And they don't go with everything. Let's be clear. People are wearing Pandas out there they got a style with them. Like it's crazy. They don't even go with everything. Like, you don't even know what to put with those stupid shoes.
But some people don't even style to have their sneakers match or go with anything to begin with.
And that's a problem. And that's a big problem. And I said I wasn't going to be judging on people's styles and looks, but
I
when it
know.
comes to the sneaker thing, there's a code.
That's the
And a lot of people
caveat.
are breaking code and violating code. And that's why I have not participated, because it's not even like
Maybe we
my
need to have Mo's codes for sneaker styling on an
I mean, I've just
episode.
been doing this since the 80s or 90s.
No, I'm just saying, like, that would be, I
lot
think
of
that would be
people-
entertaining for us and for listeners to have, like, you know, Mo's give us the top 5 codes for styling sneakers from Mo. I think, you know.
Yeah, and it
That'd be
definitely don't involve skinny jeans or joggers. That's number one.
I
And
like
the other
joggers
thing too
and
is
yoga
like
pants.
they just gonna keep throwing these pandas out here like we just crazy with it. Like that's
Because people
like
keep
that's the
buying
shoe.
them. People are on their second and third pair.
Yeah, because they recycle them like K-Swiss. I mean, it might as well be the white Air Force Ones. You don't want to get them too dirty, but they're
Chris
basic.
says Chris says your finger wave is strong. McTumbo over here.
Yeah, I do. I wave that finger. I'm like, no. I'm looking at everybody sideways with pandas. No offense, but I'm looking at you sideways. The pandas are done. Let's move on.
That's all
There's
good.
I'm sure there's
I still
other.
got my pair, but I
stuff.
had like one of the original
I don't
drops,
even own
so
a
I'm just
pair.
gonna
That's
keep
how
them.
out of it I was. I don't even own a pair. Like I wouldn't even submit to the shenanigans of a panda. Like that's beneath me. I'm sorry. Call me bougie on the sneaker get whatever.
Welcome to
I'm
Mo's
there.
Panda Rant.
But the pandas are not it. Like stop it. And then they throw them out there because that's the
Just
one.
start
attainable
tagging
good
Mo
that I
on
can
some panda posts.
No, them ain't tracking. TikTok kids will tell you that all day too. What
I
I
don't
look
listen
like?
to kids.
47 with some pandas. No. That's my shoe. Yeah. Okay. I'll stick to my some pandas.
I just like
Like
bringing it
that's
up
like that's
sometimes
it.
because you got a whole good rant on
did.
the pandas.
Pandas are the worst. I don't know. I just
I mean,
don't-
I
I'm
love
not-
my pairs. I'm not gonna go buy 2-3 pairs. I'm not gonna buy any more pandas. Like I got the one that I got them. I got them back when they first
you
came
even own the
out.
one, Melissa, to be quite honest with you. It's a
But,
shame you even
but
got
it's
it.
not like
But
it's the only
but
sneakers
it's
I
what it
got.
is.
Like, you know me, I got a whole collection of shoes, period. So I do like my pandas. I like it when I got some black and white gear on. That's
Listen,
it.
we were in
I love my
2020
pandas.
with those pandas. It's 2023. Let's move on. We got another. We gotta have something else. There's gotta be something else better. But it clearly there isn't, because Nike
But
is
there
doing all
is.
these guys
Yeah, maybe that's what
recycling
it
all
is.
those shoes. We gotta move on. We gotta. You keep those K-Swiss rolling and them British Knights and all that other stuff. You got as
Oh
pandas.
no.
Keep that rolling, but no.
John, I feel you. I like joggers. I'm a yoga pant person. I
Done.
still wear fairly
Done.
tailored, tapered jeans, I guess.
Nah,
so
that's out. Skinny jeans is out. We're about to retrofit. Hypebeast is out. I'm just
they
telling you what
restock
it is on
like
the
a
street.
mofo.
I'm just
Yeah.
telling you what's
All
on the
right.
street. But we're old, so old people wear old things. I get it, but I try to stay current.
I like mine. That's all it is.
I mean, I got skinny jeans too because I haven't bought any new jeans, but I'm definitely gonna get some wide legs. And straight
I ain't
legs.
wearing no more bell-bottom bootleg. Listen, those jeans I hated back when they came out with my grunge wear, my flannel shirts, Doc Martens. I'm never wearing those jeans again. Again.
I
No.
get it. Flares aren't for everybody,
can't.
but straight legs
They are not for
You
me.
can have a straight leg.
A
You can have
straight leg,
You can have
yeah.
a
I
cargo
just
jogger, you
also,
can have a whole bunch of different
I
options.
prefer a tapered leg, if anything. I don't need all
And
the
I'm more
extra.
speaking to the men out there with the skinny and all of that. more so
Yeah,
than the
please.
women.
We don't need to see what's in your pocket. We don't need to see you
But they're
barely
wearing tapered
suffocating.
joggers, thinking they're fly with a pair of panda dunks, and you look silly. And you don't
Here we
think you
go.
look silly. And that's the cold part about it. Then you try to fool me by wearing mids over some straight legs, thinking they're high tops. And then when you sit down, it's a mid shoe. You ain't even got a Jordan high? Like, come on, man. Who did this? Who started?
We're gonna have.
Who
We're
messed
gonna have.
this up who messed this up for the culture? Like, I just have so many people that I could blame right now. It's messed up. They totally messed it up. You totally ruined everything of all aspects of what style meant with sneakers. Totally
Most sneaker rant. This happens usually about every 1 to 2 or 3 sneaker
I got triggered
drop
by the
episodes.
panda thing. Panda thing.
I know you do. I know
Like,
you
the
do.
fact that
I know
you
you
even
do. It happens.
Oh, the dunk
It
panda.
happens.
No. Why?
I know.
They ain't the
Well, not
Cherry
all of us
Garcias.
are. Not all
They're
of us
not
are in the
the-
style game like you. You know.
They're not in it's not even about style. it's about your personality, individuality. Everybody is a carbon copy of copying something that's not cool. And I'm trying to tell you, go off of your own personality and make it your
I
own.
do.
But you all
I'm a
look like
yoga
cookie
pan
cutters
love
with the doggone pandas
fan.
on. You look like cookie cutters with the pandas on. You look like cookie cutters with any of these stupid
Oh,
J's on.
Jonathan, please don't ask the question. We'll be on here for 6 more minutes if that's the case.
No, we're not. Well, I'll wrap it up.
Where you stand on mids. Did you miss the earlier position, Jonathan? Because Mo hates mids more than pandas, probably.
Hates what? Oh, I do hate mids, but I hate pandas equally. But it's just like being in a track home. You're in the same home.
If you had to pick one shoe, you had to pick one shoe to survive, and it was a mid or a panda, which shoe would you pick?
I wouldn't pick neither. I go barefoot.
You'd be done. What if you had to pick one?
I couldn't.
You had to. Gun to your head. You had to pick one.
I don't know. They just have to kill me at this point because I'm not gonna be seen like that. I'm sorry. She went out like a G. She's not about to pick between a mid-ass
Mo went out like a G. Here lies Mo. She went out like a G. She could not pick either the mids or the pandas.
I can't, and I won't. I won't even admit to some stuff like that. That's crazy. These are the people. See, these are the people. I just let me stop. This is part of the problem now. I think that's lie.
We are going to end this show with a special girl power for Dawn Staley. First of all, Dawn Staley is a huge Eagles fan. She was repping the Randall Cunningham jersey for her game on Super Bowl Sunday, where her Gamecocks took on LSU. I think they were tied undefeated for first in the SEC women's basketball division. Listen, Gamecocks put a beat down LSU 88-64. They're now 12-0 in the conference, 25-0 in the season. Last season, they only lost 1 game. So they've got, I think, 4 games left this season to see if they can stay undefeated. The fans were lined up 2 hours before the game started. 2 hours for women's basketball. That's what I'm talking about.
That was
one of the most anticipated women's basketball on Super Bowl Sunday.
I know. I watched that game. I woke up that morning for that game, for this game primarily. I said, this is going to be the girls' basketball Super Bowl. We got to see it.
And they're going to see some of those faces in the WNBA next year. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a great game until they just, South Carolina just ran with it. I was like, see, they're a problem.
Yeah. Hey, that's the show for today, Heather. Thank you. I'm glad we can entertain people out there. If you're just catching the tail end of this, make sure to go to YouTube/Girl Chat Sports, subscribe to our YouTube, check out the videos there. You can also hang tight, watch the replay here on Facebook and or Twitter if you're watching that way. And hey, we will be back next week. We hope everyone has a safe weekend. Enjoy the All-Stars, enjoy the sports that's happening everywhere. And catch you next week, y'all. Have a good one. Be safe.
Yeah, we're out. Be safe.
Bye.
We're Black colleges, you guys.